Hey, what's going on everyone? Hawks21 here, back with another Splinterlands video. So we have two new proposals out right now that have to do with bots. Put up by Dave McCoy, who's a very influential person in the ecosystem. And, you know, it makes sense why these are out, right? We've banned bots in Modern, and that has had insanely positive effects, at least in the short term, towards the game. People are enjoying playing, including myself. People are enjoying playing the game more. Rewards have gone up in Modern. Overall, it's been a fantastic change. You know, and previously, Splinterlands kind of took a bot neutral policy, but you know, now that through the DAO voting, they've implemented a Modern bot ban. The floodgates can kind of be opened now, right? Like the previous precedence is gone. You know, we now have anti-bot stuff in the game. We're free to add more. So here are the two proposals that are currently out there. One I think Warren's talking about. The other one I think is easy and obvious. We're going to get into that. Before we do, I am Hawks21 and I cover Splinterlands here on the channel. If you are new, it would be awesome if you could take a second to like and subscribe. I've done a lot of battle gameplay recently. You know, it's not the only thing I do. I talk about the proposals. I help explain the larger ecosystem in the game as well. So if you're looking to get into the Splinterlands space and you're new, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, so this first one here, update terms of service to prohibit use of bots in tournaments and brawls. That's an easy one for me, right? It seems like it's easy for a lot of people. You know, tournaments and brawls in particular are kind of some of the higher stakes play with more rewards on the line than a single Modern match. So if we're going to take it out of the Modern ranked, I think it would make sense that you can't use them in tournaments and brawls. You know, specifically as we build out these areas, right? Like guilds are a whole different way to interact with the game outside of Modern ranked. Tournaments, you know, I know Weirdbeard has big plans for tournaments. And, you know, if people are going to be able to just bot in tournaments, then, you know, you're losing sort of the gaming experience, the head-to-head experience between two players. You know, that is going to be crucial to build out a big sort of like tournament space within this game. So this one, I'm not even going to click on the proposal. I've read it. You should go in and read it, but it's not really worth talking about. I think it's an easy yes, personally, but you should vote however you want. This second one though, so update terms of service to prohibit use of battle helpers in Modern ranked tournaments and brawls. So what are battle helpers? There are still some services out there that the Splinterlands team can't really do much about, at least with their current implementation, right? So for Modern ranked right now, they use a third-party tool that can basically access if you're using a bot to play the game. Obviously, that third-party tool can't distinguish between, you know, you go to a separate website, you implement the, you know, mana amount and, you know, the rule set or whatever, and then it spits out your optimal team. And then you put that in manually, right? So that's the idea of a battle helper. On the surface, I would love to get rid of battle helpers. And if this proposal was tweaked, I would vote for it. There's a couple things that I don't like about this proposal. So it covers everything. Modern ranked play, tournaments, brawls. You can still use them in wild. So it's the definition of a battle helper. Oh, other thing I should say is that this is just changing the terms of service. So the proposal strictly says, you know, it's going to make it against the terms of service, but there's no expectation that Splinterlands puts something into place to enforce it right away, right? So the team can use whatever tools they already have developed on a best efforts basis. So basically, like, you know, from the beginning, if the terms of service change and Splinterlands has no way to police this, which I don't know how they would necessarily, there's not going to be some like auto situation like there is now with the Modern ranked. It would sort of be for an egregious case where someone gets caught. So I honestly don't think it would have that big of an impact right away. It would just make some activities illegal. Whether or not you'd get caught or punished, that's almost separate from this. So my problem comes with the clarification of what a battle helper is. So using manually written notes that you created and manually inputted, the data is permitted. So like if you were to take notes or if you were to collect data, you can refer to that. Okay. Distributing those same manually written notes that you created and manually input the data to other people is not permitted. Okay. So I have a problem with this, right? So I have a website. SplinterGuide, if you don't know. I've taken in a bunch of data. Me and Tofu's done a lot of the data stuff. I don't want to pretend like I'm the coder behind this. Brave Tofu has taken in a ton of data. I've helped. Does this count as a battle helper? Where we've sort of given a rating on cards? I think it's a clear no, because we're not giving any specific battle context. We're just saying across all types of battles, all mana sizes, we take all that into account and we spit out a rating. But would having a website like SplinterGuide violate number 2? We're distributing written notes, distributing data. That's what we're doing. So I think this is overreach. Same thing here. So part of our process to implement was automated, right? So we took in data, we took in automated data, and we applied sort of our own algorithm. That's not permitted. So again, this website is now illegal. Then these first two, the second and the third one, I have a problem with. And the last one too, the use of any paid services that provide gameplay recommendations or assist the player with instruction, recommendation, or hinting during team selection is not prohibited. So I kind of get where this is getting at. Paid services. So what is a service? Am I a service, right? What if I start Hawks 21 Splinterlands Consulting, right? There's champion level players that are willing to pay me to watch them battle and then give them tips so they can improve and get better at the game. There's someone in silver who wants to move up to gold and can't seem to win enough matches to do so, so they provide me money to sit with them and watch them and give them tips and help them get better. So it's almost like paid coaching is now illegal. There's not a lot of places where paid coaching is illegal. So I have a problem. I don't have a service like that. Maybe I will at some point, but there's not a lot of spaces where paid coaching is illegal. So that's kind of where I have a problem with this. I would get behind a broader ban, right? Like pure battle helpers. I don't get why we're defining it so narrowly in this proposal. I think like a battle helper is an automated service, right? So I think automated is key. I think it's an automated service that provides you recommendations for a specific battle, right? That's what it is. I go into the game, I hit battle, and then I get a recommendation for that specific battle under that specific rule set. I think these are too broad of definitions. I think you can get a much more narrow definition and wipe out 90% of the problem, right? Like maybe there's some gray area where if you go more narrow, that people can sneak through and play around with the rules. But I'm not really worried about that. I think there's much more potential confusion and harm that can be done with these broad definitions than if we get more narrow. So to circle back, for now, I'm voting no. I would get behind banning battle helpers 100%. I just think the definition of a battle helper is incorrect. I think it's far too broad and it needs to be narrowed, right? Like data websites, Paying for, personal one-on-one coaching, I don't think should be illegal. Yeah, so I think we need to narrow down what a battle helper is before I can support this proposal. Right now, it is narrowly passing, though. So I guess we'll see if I have to get rid of the SplinterGuide site. But yeah, I'm going to stop it there. 2 new proposals. Bots are in the crosshairs of Splinterlands. So far, we've made 1 change, and it's been a resounding success. We'll see over the next couple days what happens here. I'm predicting this one passes easily because, again, I think it's a layup. And this one, I don't know. I'm against it. We'll see. I think it needs to be tweaked. But all right, I'm going to stop it there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you're enjoying the game. Hope you're enjoying the new season and you're off to a great start. I will talk to you guys soon and see you around the game.